sitting on the left. His name is Ajit. He's, I'll probably say, a more experienced speaker among us, I guess, and he will be doing his leadership development, level 4, so he's quite at the end now. He's obviously he's been around for 5 years. He's a president in a different speakers club, which is in North Bucks, and he's going to speak to lead. The objectives of him is to how he led the team to complete the project. And let's welcome Ajit.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, lots of guests today. Raise your hand if you came to Toastmasters to be great speakers, better speakers, great speakers. That should be everyone. Okay. Now raise your hand if you came to Toastmasters to be great leaders. Oh, so still quite a lot, but a few of you didn't, which is interesting. I fall into the first camp. 5 years ago, I came to Toastmasters to speak, and I thought, I don't want to be a leader. I'm not interested in anything to do with leadership. And so but now 5 years later, somehow I've become, as Gabby said, the servant at another club, the president. And a few months ago, I organized a speech contest. So how did that happen? How did this transformation happen? That's what I'm going to share with you today. And if you're one of the ones hesitating about being a leader, maybe this will inspire you. So if I go back 5 years, and so many of you are actually quite new here. So 5 years ago when I joined, what was my motivation? Ask yourself, what's your motivation? Some of you have shared that today. But my motivation was, I grew up as a Sikh. I used to have a turban, I don't have a turban now, I had an arranged marriage, other things have happened. And I didn't see my stories in the media or in the big wide world. So I thought, who better to tell my story than me? But I have to learn to communicate. I've got to learn and tell these stories. So that was my motivation for joining. And then I did my first pathway, which is presentation mastery. And I did a keynote speech at the end of that. It took about 1.5 years, and it had nothing to do with leadership. No projects, no organizing things, which is great. But then I came across the Toastmasters motto. Anyone want to share the Toastmasters motto? Who's been on the website recently? It's right there at the top, I checked earlier on. Do you know what the Toastmaster motto is? Where speakers are made. That's what I would have thought. If you go there, it says where leaders are made. And I thought, what? I thought Toastmasters was about speaking. It says where leaders are made. So then I started thinking, hold on, why do I have this aversion when I heard this word leader? I don't want to be a leader. And we all know these problems start in childhood. so I did self-therapy, went back to my childhood. What happened? My parents came to England in the 1960s, came to Luton. They were the founding members of the Sikh temple there. My dad was in the committees growing up, on a Sunday, he'd be in a committee, he'd be organizing things. Over the years, they achieved a lot for the community, made a lovely temple and everything. But on the inside, you see all the arguments, the politics, and even once, someone grabbed my dad's beard and tried to knock his turban off. And that wasn't even some skinhead racist in the 1970s, there was another Sikh. I thought, I don't want anything to do with leadership, I don't want to be in any committee. But I liked speaking, I liked sharing, standing up like now, but in the temples. So I liked that part of it. But then what made me change my attitude was I came across this quote. And I don't know if you agree with it, I'll say it. And it said, the very fact that you stand up to speak means you're a leader. the very fact that you stand up to speak, like here, makes you a leader. And I thought, what do you mean? And I thought about it. Well, it's true. Look how much courage it takes to stand in front of people. Like you mentioned, the dry mouth, the nerves, even I'm still quite shaking a little bit. So it takes a lot of courage. Leaders need courage. But also, literally, I'm standing here and you're looking up at me. Or when you're standing here, the audience is looking up at you. And for a few minutes, people are looking for this person to make sense of the world. You know, like in politics, there's things going on we don't understand. The politician stands there, makes some sense of it for us. Or the preacher. Or gives us motivation, persuades us, inspires us. So for at least those 5 or 7 minutes, this person is the leader. Then I thought, well, I've been doing that all my life, speaking, talking. So it's not, I was already being a leader, it's just the word I didn't like. I didn't like this word of leader. Maybe I think of people like Donald Trump or authoritarian bosses, and I thought, I don't want to be like that. But I'm already doing it. So that quote made me change my mindset. I thought, it's not that I don't want to be a leader, I already am. And the next part is, you can't just call yourself a leader, you actually have to do something. You have to lead something. And in Toastmasters, what you'll find out is as you go through your projects, if you're still quite new, when you get to level 4, as you go through your pathway, you get to level 4, there's projects to do. And the project I chose was organising the speech contest. And I was here as well for your speech contest, and it was a fantastic atmosphere. We had the similar in our club. But to organise that project is from not organising anything and avoiding it. And as Gabby knows, there's a lot of work, isn't it, behind the scenes? There's so much work. But if you think about it, you think, I don't want to be a leader, but have you ever organised a family holiday? Christmas is coming up, or maybe some other celebration. Are you organising a family get-together? The food, the timing, the people. Are you making lists? These are all leadership skills. So we might not like the word leader, but you're already doing these things anyway. So I thought, okay, I can do it, I can do it. I've got 3 daughters, I've organised lots of things in my life. How hard can it be? And the project teaches you, there's 3 steps to organising a project. You have to make the plan, but you get your team together, and then get your team to carry out the plan. How hard can it be? So to kick off the project, organise a committee meeting, got all the fact-finding documents I have to read, rule books, or fix a date, get contestants, get judges, made a long list. Then get your team together for the night of the contest, counters, timers, judges, and then on the actual day, the nerves. Will people turn up? Will it go smoothly? Calm down, it'll be all right on the night. Deep breaths. And at the end, smiling faces of the winners and maybe some sad faces for the losers, but it was a buzz. It was you feel like you've achieved something, delivered something, and as Gabby said, like you've served the club, and it was a good feeling. So that made it worthwhile. In summary, I'd like to say, if you are, like I was 5 years ago, thinking, I just came to Toastmasters to be a speaker, I don't want anything to do with leadership, if you've ever stood here and done even one speech, you already are a leader. You're already a leader. So just get out of your head, you're not a leader, you are already a leader. So pick some projects, organize things, practice your leadership skills, and look forward to that buzz, that enjoyment of delivering something. And let me leave you with a final quote. I don't know if you ever watched the A-Team in the 1980s. At the end, Hannibal, the colonel, he'd always finish with a big smile and a cigar, and he'd say, I love it when a plan comes together. Mr. Toastmaster. Thank you.
Very good. Very fun. Very engaging, and there's a lot we can all relate to there for sure. So